Okay, new video on the targeted individual program, United Kingdom and worldwide. Just got back. Forgot about that alarm. Turn it off. So I presume they want to target me super heavy in response to my latest videos, and because they know that, well, actually I'm not going to say, but you know, they always target me super heavy when I see this girl. In response to seeing this girl, I guess they didn't like the fact that we got more intimate, I guess. So they know that with the remote neural monitoring and spying through the phones, they can probably hear what, what's going on, discussing and shit. So lay off the targeting yesterday, but today I need to get my hair cut. Very heavily targeted. Immediately coming out to go down to the hairdresser. A perp, an old woman that uses her dogs to perp me with. That's something they like to do, is get the dogs to bark at me and growl at me. I guess they've trained them to do that. So I'm coming down, dog blocking my way, barking at me. So I'm like, go on, like that. And I've already had a run-in with this woman while I was cycling, and her dogs were chasing me and growling and barking at me. So should have had them on a lead and didn't, so I told them to fuck off. So she just, when I'm going past, she just looks at me and says, "Keep going, you," like that. So I was like, "Yeah, I will." I was like that. And then I guess she looks offended because these people act like they are superior to you, which they're not. They're inferior to TIs. These people are inferior to TIs. And I don't have to explain why. There's many reasons why. So one being they have to gang up on you. So I go past and she's looking behind her. I'm like, fuck off. Like that. I was just like that. On my menace to society shit, Shane? So, going down the path, and I guess they have to send someone with a one hand in pocket to target me. That's the sensitization and the fixation drill they like to do with the neurolinguistic programming. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention actually, my mistake, I was heavily targeted last night. Coming back from this girl's place, very heavily targeted with many black Land Rovers, Range Rovers, which is something they're trying to target me with, and also with a subliminal message on the plate, which I will show. Also, targeting me with the one headlight cars and the like. So, once again on that fixation drill stuff, targeting me with the one headlight cars, with the light out on one side, or the light with the side light on one side and the headlight on the other. And that's, if you want to know what that is, what I'm talking about, just watch some of Nappyhead Roots videos. Search One Headlight Bandit on YouTube, and that's the tactics they use. Sorry about the background noise, I'm just getting changed. But yeah, that's the tactics they use with the one headlight cars. So targeting me heavily with that, using the usual, what I call the usual players. So Perp, who's not been involved in my targeting for a while, who walks a Rottweiler. Happened to see him coming down, and I film him because I was filming, other things at the time. So I'll upload my targeting videos first. So go past him, and get back. And what do I happen to film? A perp waiting for me acting like he's emptying the bins. It's night time, it's freezing, it's icy. It's about 6 or 7 at night. No one's going to be emptying the bins at this time, but there's a guy in a high-vis jacket, which is another thing they used to target me. And you can see him on the camera, how he acts. He acts like, oh shit, I've been busted, and that's nervous, and like nervous laugh. So I guess he didn't expect me to film, which I did. So today, like I said, going to the hairdresser. As soon as I get to the road, the hairdresser's on. Old man, looking like Charlie Chaplin, walking past me, starts whistling and looking at me. So I target him back with my 2 fingers over my mouth. That's my targeting signal for the perps, so they know it's like fuck you. It's like the mouth is saying it's like saying fuck you, but in the mouth part is like saying I'm gonna speak about what you're doing and exposing you. It's like in response to them covering the mouth with a hand, I put 2 fingers over my mouth. So go to the hairdresser. As soon as I sit down, I notice there's perps looking at the phone, sat there. There's this guy, I guess maybe he's the hairdresser's son, stood there looking at his phone, because that's like what they do. So I'm thinking immediately, they've got to the hairdresser and got them to target me. So I'm sat down, I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. So there's this guy in the barber's chair, and he's looking in the mirror, and he's looking at me through the mirror, like with a glare on his face. It's like, these people are pathetic. So I'm sat down, this guy goes, and guess who comes in? Mr. Charlie Chaplin, who was walking up the road the opposite way. So I guess he came back to target me, you know? This guy must have been about in his late 60s. You know, these people really are pathetic. They do use old people to target you. And that's why Shane Gibbs is trying to smear me. By making it seem outrageous that they use every age of people smart enough. If they're smart enough to do it, they'll use them to target you. So, you know, Charlie Chaplin sat next to me, and his buddies, his perp buddies, one gets in the chair and then he starts grinning at me through the seat. Looking at me in the mirror again, with the fixation staring drills, is what I think Nigel calls them, and it's a good name for what they are, staring drills. They like to stare at you to try and intimidate you, so when they do that, I just look away and laugh, or I yawn, you know. So I guess they're trying to make me feel like I should be mocked, which couldn't be more opposite. You people are the ones that should be mocked. So, you know, I'm like, okay, I feel like this is some kind of skit, you know, it's some kind of thing. So I just leave. I thought, okay, I'm gonna call the bluff, and I'm gonna leave. So I guess they didn't expect that. So I just leave, and I guess they didn't like that. So as soon as I leave, sirens start up. You know, the usual ambulance sirens, which is what they like to use to target me, to send a subliminal message as well that I should or shouldn't be doing something. So, you know, the sirens start up. I honestly believe this is to do with 2 things. Me exposing the video, exposing these perps on YouTube, and because I've got more intimate with this girl. Because I noticed as soon as I left the place, a perp drove past glaring at me like they were mad at what I was doing. I don't care. What I do in my personal life, sex life or whatever, is none of your business. You motherfuckers have no right to get in my life and interfere with what I'm doing. So you can get fucked, basically. You know, why don't you try and get with a lass or something, man, instead of targeting me? But, you know, a lot of you are homosexuals, so I guess that figures. So, sorry, I'm just dropping, picking something up that I dropped, I mean. So, you know, I guess they want to target me because of that. So in the hairdresser, like I was saying, you know, I leave, and I guess they wanted me to stay for whatever reason. I was suspecting like they're gonna do a bad job with my hair or something like that. I just had a feeling like they got onto the people in the hairdresser. So I go out and then this woman come past me with a dog again. They like using the dogs to target you with to try and cause a confrontation. So, you know, woman's got a smirk on her face. I guess they're like, well, you've got him scared or something. I guess they're thinking that, which is not true. I left due to a tactical move because, one, I don't want my hair fucked up. And two, I don't like being around you motherfuckers, man. I don't like you motherfuckers, man. You know, I don't like you. I straight up don't like being around you, you filth. You make me feel uncomfortable when I'm around you because you give off like such an evil feeling. Because a lot of you are kiddie fiddlers and the like. Special Agent Nonce, that's what I'm calling a lot of you perps. Special Agent, that's a nickname for you perps. Special Agent Nonce. Because I know you've been dressing up like CIA with your shades and shit, trying to intimidate me. So your name now is Special Agent Nonce. So, you know, it's like, still trying to intimidate me with the targeting, still trying to do it. So I'm just going to make a phone call and explain certain things to someone. I'm sure Shane Gibbs will try and come back, and there was something to try and smear me with, because that's what these perps do. So, I'm going to predict it. You'll see a video come up where he'll try to smear me. He'll probably say that it's all in my head, and it's all my imagination, and it's all this and that. Or, another thing I think he'll do is he'll try to act like he's on my side, because he's done that as well. It's another tactic they like to do, is like try and make you think that they're on your side, and then stick the knife in, like by psychologically targeting me again and again, acting like he's a friend of me, because he's like targeting me on his videos, and then he's saying, you have to do this, like he's like trying to be comradely with me, like he's a genuine TI. Look, listen, you're not a TI, man, and I know that. Because if you were a TI, you'd be exposing what's being done to you, and you'd want to expose what's being done to you. So, I know who the real TIs, and I'm not the only one who knows you're phony, man. And they've even seen how you've been targeting me through the videos that you've been posting. So, I don't think it's just me that, and you can see on my video likes that people are starting to become aware that I'm telling the truth. I'm not just crazy coming out with some shit saying that you're targeting people. I'm telling the truth because I have evidence and reasoning to logically believe. Bear with me. Logically believe that you're targeting me and other people. So people know everything I do is for a reason. And Shane's trying to make out like I just randomly film people, or helicopters, or cars, or people. That's not true. And I'm going to show that it's not true in my next videos that I'm going to upload before this one. You'll see the pattern of the targeting, and you'll see it in other TI's videos such as Nappyhead Roots, Nigel Nicholson, RT, TI in NYC, James Ollerlay's channel, and his new one, which is, what's it called? A Brave New 1984, that's it. So, you'll see the same kind of things, tactics used on their channel. So, are we all crazy then? Are we all mad? I don't think so. So, these people, as far as I'm concerned, are phony. They're not real TIs. They're perps trying to because a classic tactic they like to do is mix truth with lies. So that they'll have you believing that these perps don't do things like this. You know, they do target with children. You'll hear Nigel Nicholson say that as well, that they've used children to target him. You know, they do use children to target you, and old people, people of all ages, not just them two. You know, just I think Target in Aberdeen has mentioned it as well. I think, and I think RT has as well, actually, talking about them using children to target. So, you know, so don't be fooled by these people that are trying to, you know, act like this stuff doesn't happen when it does. So, yeah.